Hello everybody, welcome back to another Space Marine 2 update video. So in this video I'm just going to run through everything in the March community update. So they've given us a lot of information to do with the next update and what they're planning in the future of Space Marine 2, as well as teasing a little bit more about Space Marine 3. So let's just get straight into it. So greetings brothers and sisters. Many announcements have taken place throughout March. Let's rewind a bit and then let's dive into the upcoming content. We'll also tackle the polls taken to make absolute difficulty more to your liking. So those polls were basically just them asking what they could improve the difficulty, because it was very much people completing it more easily than lethal, which is kind of crazy. But you know, let's see what they're planning to change with the absolute difficulty. So anyway, months rewind. We made a huge announcement, triple star. Mid-March, we announced that Space Marine 3 had begun development, and we're excited to see your enthusiasm, although we hear those who fear that Space Marine 2 and its future support. A lot of people have been saying they've been worried that Space Marine 3 would get a bit more attention than Space Marine 2, but they have gone and reassured us that we're still getting a set amount of content, maybe even a year 2 for this game, which is incredible. I'd be really excited for that if we do. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So, let's set the record straight. Space Marine 3 does not mean the end of Space Marine 2's development. Far from it. No teams are shifting over, no one is abandoning the game, and our plans to bring more awesome content to Space Marine 2 remain. We are working on much more content and surprises for the months to come, such as a new class. That's a big thing that everyone's been pointing out on Reddit. There's just the only thing is a new class, which I was hoping for maybe two, maybe at least three. You know, like an apothecary, a chaplain, a tech marine, maybe even four. Slap a librarian in there. That'd be awesome. But I doubt that would happen. So, you know, more operations, melee weapons, and more. So that's interesting. Maybe the power axe, maybe stuff like that. That'd be pretty awesome. Trust us, there are more surprises even the data miners haven't found out about. Smiley face. So, this announcement simply marks the genesis of a new project, years away from release, which it does make sense. Is that they've just announced that they're starting development. They're probably going through like the mood boards, you know, the concept, like making concept art and stuff like that, planning the story out. You've got to think they've got to do all these things before they even start the development of the actual gameplay and stuff like that. So, you know, it's literally probably just the beginning development team that are working on concept art and stuff like that, that's probably pulled away from Space Marine 2 because they don't really need it anymore. You don't really need concept art that's already been made for the game. So, I mean, it's something, and it certainly means the developers are more focused on Space Marine 2's development. Like they said, we've made a decision we've made a decision and have made just started the. Anyway, just had a major brain fart right there. Many of you were excited for this project and it makes us incredibly happy and motivated. Thank you for the unwavering support, and that said, we have still a lot to offer for Space Marine 2 players. I said that backwards, but anyway, so the PTS, I've gone through all that in a previous video. It's no point covering this, but they have spoken about the stuff that we've complained about. Is that the right thing to say? Prestige perks are not a game changer, they are too weak. Okay, so that makes sense. Prestige perks have been conceived as a game-breaking perks meant to allow you to roll on late-game content. Another way to say it is that we don't want prestige perks to be so strong they become must-haves for higher difficulties. We really want them to emphasize that you don't need prestige perks to beat absolute difficulty, which makes sense. It's better for the newer players that don't really know which class to commit to, or if they've not maxed out all their classes. It would probably be a pain in the ass to max them all out before you even got to absolute, it would be a bit of a grind like this here. This would make grinding them an obligation when we really want them as minor rewards for those who choose to pursue them. The idea behind prestige perks is to provide you with more replayability, so you actually have a purpose farming PvE content other than purging for the Imperium, of course. That's the only reason you're playing Operation is purging, not farming content. That sounds like heresy to me. We don't want players to feel like they need to base their builds upon prestige perks, otherwise it would feel like a forced grind. Don't forget that there's unique cosmetic for each class once you unlock the once you've maxed out the class. Not a fan of those maxed out cosmetics. They're not that special, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's nothing you can really do. Prestige ranks are resetting the class progress to level 1. It will be tedious and too long to get to 25 again, which, yeah, it would be in a way. In recent updates, we've increased the amount of XP players are getting. In preparation for the prestige system, we've added extermination bonus. Yeah, I noticed that when you get S tier and stuff like that, when you've actually just cranked out or waited for the enemies to just come at you in swarms. Quick match bonus plus new difficulties grant more XP. On top of that, we'll add an XP bonus to make sure your post-prestige progress is faster. Again, we are trying to strike the balance between having something to keep playing and not forcing players to grind for hundreds of hours. That's me with my 600 hours down the drain. Prestige perks for the heavy class are too centered around melee combat. I didn't notice this actually. We are working on changes regarding the heavy's prestige perks to better integrate them for the heavy's builds. Assault should have the Inferno Pistol, that's a must, I must say. That's why we'll include the Assault starting from the next PTS update. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, patch 7.0, here we go. Here's all the content coming along. So, mid-April they're saying, which is interesting, say around maybe the 20th, which would be pretty cool, I'm pretty excited about that. The Space Wolves pack. So this is something that's been slightly controversial. Some people have hated it, some people haven't. I'm a big fan of all this and all the gear, and this pelt's pretty cool. Didn't know, but it has physics. So if you're running along, the ears wiggle, which is actually kind of funny. A lot of people have been hating on this helmet though, which I mean I get it. But at the same time, I think most of their models are based off actual miniatures that Games Workshop have released, and obviously you get appropriate weapons to go with it, which is pretty interesting. Since though the Vanguard doesn't get a Thunder Hammer, and he does get this now in the next update, and you get the awesome Chainsword. And then here's all these successor chapters, which I'm not very familiar with. But I can guarantee you guys can probably name them all off by heart because you guys are actually pretty knowledgeable about the 40k universe. I'm one of these new guys that's watching all those YouTube videos. Now this is awesome. The Imperial Fist. Let's come across here. There we go. Wouldn't let me scroll sideways apparently. So the Imperial Fist champion pack. Now I think I'm going to be rocking this for a little bit. I am low-key a Imperial Fist connoisseur. I do enjoy the yellow boys. They're pretty cool, especially this. Like it's got the black loincloth with all these lightning coming off him and the fist with the lightning. This is just awesome. I can't put into words how cool this is. And there's a new map for PvE. It's pretty cool. I have seen the Trigon. I do have a video on that too. You basically just rescue a rogue tech priest from an abandoned Mechanicus facility, which is pretty cool actually. And we didn't get to fight the boss in the PTS, but I'm very much looking forward to fighting this boss. So PvP, another thing they're adding with PvP is private matches, which is pretty cool. Probably give the modding community and the ability to start making PvP mods, which is a big deal. But at the same time, you won't be able to search for a game. You have to join discords and stuff like that just to get any sort of PvP modded experience, which kind of sucks. But there's nothing you can really do about that. I mean, it's take the good with the bad. I think there is something going on with mods at the moment, and on my previous video I've been showing off some of the stuff that Warhammer Workshop's been working on. It's really cool. He's got the Mark III armor in the game. It's fully paintable, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, I've been reading some stuff about Focus not wanting mods in the game, but it's all pinch a grain of salt kind of thing, you know. Don't take everything at face value, so I'm not 100% about that. But they've also added two new colours, which is Volupus Pink and Thousand Suns Blue. So for all those Thousand Suns lovers, you can finally be the heretic you've always wanted to be. So, and then obviously there's the Inferno pistol, which is basically a melter gun in pistol form, which is actually really cool. You get the assault, the bulwark, sniper, and the heavy class, which is all awesome. I'm pretty glad that they've added to a good selection of classes. I mean, the heavy class has been needing a close range weapon for a good while now. I mean, excuse me, the heavy melter is good, but you need an alternative. You need something good at range. So if you get your heavy bolter and you get your Inferno pistol, that is probably going to be a good little matchup. So cannot wait until the release. Try it on the PTS. So they're just talking about downloading the PTS. There's a March community going on till the 30th, which is the end of the month. And it basically just allows us to get more XP in PvP and PvE, which is pretty interesting. Nice, lovely picture there of... Ooh, who is that? Oh, it's Chiron. I see the robotic arm there. I thought it was... I swear it's the other way around. It must be a mirrored image. Surely it is. Yeah, because it's robotic arm and then that's his... Yeah, anyway. So... Won't need pros for this event. Now that's interesting. We see your ideas doing the best. Okay, so maybe they're trying to move away from pros. I mean, I understand there was a lot of big issues with pros when the Mark 8 helmet came out, and I know that was something I did a video on as well, and it was certainly nothing brilliant because it was the website was crashing and certainly wasn't good at all. So, the absolute difficulty polls. Now, I remember mentioning this a little bit earlier, so stuff that... Basically, these are 4 categories that people have voted for. So, more enemies on absolute, with total of 74% of saying, yes, give us more. So, it kind of makes sense. We do want more enemies, and God knows why 25% of you said no. But it's all to do with democracy, so let's keep it, well, that's a Super Earth kind of thing, but we don't talk about Super Earth in the 40k universe. All that democracy nonsense. So yeah, that's against augmenting the ammo refill limitations, with a total of 24% saying they want more. Okay. So is this saying people want more ammo refills? Locations in maps? Interesting. I think I've misunderstood that one, but you know, it is what it is. And more enemy aggressiveness. Now that's a good one. 70%. Obviously, that's just more enemies and then more aggressive. Does sound pretty hectic, but I'm very much looking forward to that. Increasing enemy health. Now that is a big no. I'm not a fan of that. So, the feedback from all these polls basically will be added to patch 8.0. So that's really interesting because that's not this update, it's the next update, which is pretty interesting. They've just said that's it for this month. My God, I think I'm losing my voice. As always, we thank you for your dedication and your passion. Seeing your feedback, comments on the game really drives us to deliver more content. Space Marine 2 wouldn't be the game it is without you, and we're far from finished with this title. The Emperor Protects. My God, I can't even say that. So yeah, that is about it for this video, guys. I've made a few mistakes, obviously, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm still trying my best to get better every video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, please leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a dislike. Put in the comments on what you think of this community update. I'm pretty interested in the these polls here. See what the final result is of our decisions, I should say. Yeah, please do subscribe. I've got a little link down below. It's a Ko-Fi link, and it's just buy me a coffee. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.